Are we going to start over?
Could they hear the intro, or could they not hear anything? Okay, well, I'm Christerious, if you don't know. This is Octahedron, if you don't know. This is Rebel Dragon 95, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah!
First try,
Let's go!
Okay, cool. So this is just like an intro section. It's mostly a tutorial, so there's not much to talk about. So nothing really matters in here. There are a bunch of collectibles, but they don't actually matter to your end. But the main premise, as you can see, hopefully, is that you put platforms down. Right now I have one that I can put down and no more, but you get a variable amount per level. You also get these bulbs. You break them, they produce flowers, obviously, like they do in real life, and those flowers count towards being able to get out of each world. So there's a lot of routing involved in that. So we're about to get into our first normal level. And here I'll talk a little bit about the routing. So the first world, actually, there's not much you need to worry about. The bulbs are like right in your way. You'll be surfing the platform right through them. You don't have to divert. There are certain levels, however, you do have to start considering what bulbs to collect or not. And the nice thing is, they are kind of random. So there's 3 kind of bulbs. One that's guaranteed, one that is always empty, like that one. That's always empty, I just broke it, produced nothing. And then some are random. It's about like 10% per level of random bulbs that might give you something and might not, which is good fun. It keeps you on your toes. Sometimes you can get really bad RNG and you have to collect more than usual, but it's only normally like 2 or 3, so it's alright. So, like I mentioned, some of those bulbs always empty, some of them aren't. And right now I need to collect 110, I believe. My notes are down here, but I don't tend to really look at notes.
You have an entire sheet written out.
I have an entire sheet, and it's just a waste. There was only one flower there, so I didn't bother collecting it, for example.
You have an entire sheet written out with like all this stuff at the top. No, literally this little bit at the bottom is like all that matters.
This is just to make me look legit, to be honest. Like, it doesn't actually matter. But someone's like, damn, that dude has notes. Oh yeah, game has fantastic music.
It really does.
Yeah, it really does.
It's like the soundtrack in this game is just actually sick.
Yeah, everything is banger central.
I know, right? I first played this game at like a convention, like.
I played it there as well, EGX.
Yeah,
really good.
And I was like, oh, word.
Yeah, property damage. Yeah, there's a lot of bulbs. The bulbs will get their own back. You'll find out later.
Yeah, where they give you 0 when you hit break 4 of them, and you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, that. And also they try and kill you. Spoilers. So let me think. Oh, you know what? I just wiggled my notes around, but then I did close them. And there's something I normally. Oh, I know what I commentate around in here. There is what we call a pixel jump. It's got a kind of silly name. All it really means is that you jump on a small amount of pixels next to a laser that could kill you, which is right here. So first try, there it is.
Nice.
So that is actually quite hard and discovered relatively late into this game's sort of like speedrun history. Ah, I left that flower behind. What a shame.
Not like this.
Not like this. I collected the other one. There's no point diverting at this point. But yeah, it's about like 5, 6 pixels. So you kind of have to hold left for about 2 or 3 frames. Any more and you will get hit by the laser. So it's quite tight, but it's not too bad.
There you go. Notes are now.
Finally, I know what I'm doing. that whole level was I was just winging it. Ah, damage boosting. You gotta love damage boosts.
Yeah,
So
nice.
yeah, nice. So there's these red enemies. Right now I can't destroy anything. From World 2 onwards you do get a weapon, and it gradually levels up. But in this world you don't. And these red enemies, regardless, are just, you can't do anything about them. You just have to avoid them. And later on there'll be a massive wall of them that you're meant to start moving these movable platforms, these blue and orange things, as I demonstrate here. You're meant to move them in the way. So there's a few different functions. Everything has like really unique gimmicks that get mixed with each other every level pretty much. And we don't really care. Like, I'll move this because that's an unnecessary hit. But here, I could move all these around, or I could just do this. You get stunned, but if you know exactly when to put your platform down after you get stunned, you can just get right through because you have about 2 seconds of iframes. So just enough to get through a lot of these situations. Cool.
Oh yeah, and the reason why he's collecting the flowers is for the counter at the end.
Yeah,
He needs 130 flowers by the end of this world. Every world has its own set amount, and you just have to make sure that you collect them. That's kind of at the start where we mentioned about where all the routing in this game comes in, like just straight routing on the fly.
Yep. Most of it's set in stone, but you do have to keep an eye out. There's some you might miss accidentally, some due to RNG, and then suddenly you need to collect like 14 instead of 8 or something, and it can matter a lot depending on the level. But this one, kind of Super Mario Galaxy-esque platforms that move depending on if you put your platform down or not, and that's a nice little skip. That saves 4 seconds. It's one of the few I knew. Ah, that was close, but I got through. That's actually quite a tight cycle. You have another thing here. Those are way more lenient. So those platforms actually appear after like 8 frames. So you have an 8-frame window to get through them, like I did just then. Otherwise, you would think you would get killed. Is this the Octahedron? Okay, I was waiting for the Octahedron Transcendence joke 5 minutes in. Okay, cool. I'll wait for the Fortnite one as well, because apparently you can build Octahedrons in Fortnite. I know this because I try and follow this game avidly, but you know, Octahedron is a shape and a meme and a Mars Volta album as well, so shouts to them, even though I've never listened to that album. And there's another laser jump. Oh, I didn't get quite the whole thing. It's just because I wanted to do it again, so in case you missed it.
You just want to show off.
There it is, again. So those platforms I said that appear after like 8 frames, they have this weird leniency that if you like form into it as after the 8 frames, it just gives you your platforms back. Like, it just sort of forces you above the platform rather than killing you. I wasn't really meant to get hit there, but it's fine, don't worry about it. Mars Volta is dope. Cool. I have no idea, but apparently people on Twitter don't really like the album Octahedron. That's the impression I get whenever I search it on Twitter, is it's ranked at the bottom. You can start debating Mars Volta if you want. Feel free. Now's a good time to read out anything if you have any comments, because this is a semi-auto-scroller.
Oh no, we don't like auto-scrollers. Just want to remind everybody that we do have the second GTO Mega Chair available to be won in the raffle. If you place a donation of $25 or $25 overall between now and the end of the marathon, you will be entered for a chance to win one of the comfy chairs that our runners are sitting on.
Cool. I'm going to be donating for sure. In fact, later on, there's a specific trick, imaginatively called the box skip. I'll be donating $50 if I don't get it, and I'll probably donate like 25 if I do, because I'm going to donate 25 anyway. So it's a win-win situation for young minds right there. There's a lot of boost jumping in this level, so that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit. You're not meant to move this fast vertically, but there's some kind of like buffer where you can put a platform and do a jump a lot faster than you're meant to. And you also get a little bit of height as well, because they don't want you to phase into the platform you create. And by just doing it really quick, I don't know if you can hear the keyboard on stream, but if you can, then you can hear that there's relatively
Buttons
fast.
being pressed.
Yeah, hit buttons.
Buttons go real fast. Oh look, now you've got a laser now.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
The drop laser.
The drop laser. I think it's like the shot platform.
Probably.
I don't know all the canon names.
Canon names.
Other than the jokingly canon names that Marco and I, the solo dev for this, made up. Because he's a pretty cool dude. He's supported like the speedrun really well. Like, there's stuff that he would accidentally patch out and then be like, oops, I'll put that in, don't worry.
It's a feature now,
Yeah,
don't worry,
it's
boys.
a feature.
It's a feature now, guys. Don't worry about it. I got you.
So this shot platform, it activates switches like I did just then. Okay, here's quite an elaborate thing. My respawn point's now down there. I'm now going to play the floor is now lava and like not land anywhere. Not land anywhere that would restore me, and then hit lasers. And I'm back down. That saves like 10 seconds. And I have to land on places that won't respawn me, that are breakable or just don't have the property that the game would put you back there. And then the lasers will just, you know, just take you back to your last safe space. And I think that's the only time I only abuse it minorly in other levels, but it's a really cool property to take advantage of. It's a semi-death warp. Let's see if I can dodge these Mega Man-esque enemies. I can't remember their name in Mega Man, but there's some obnoxious enemies like this in Mega Man 9 that I remember. Shouts to Mega Man. And there we go.
Shout outs to Mega Man himself.
Mega Man himself.
Not the games,
legend.
the legend himself. Oh yeah, by the way, he's in World 2.
If Mega Man's watching. Yeah. When sub hour, Possibly. There's a new glitch that says 20 seconds, but it requires lagging the game with print screen, and this PC does not lag enough. Damn this PC being good. I can't believe it's a
Imagine getting a good PC for
Yeah.
speedruns and then it being bad for speedruns.
It's a don't pay to win scenario where you want to have a terrible, terrible PC. Mega Ran, was it? Sure, Mega Ran's cool as well. Yeah, there's a lot of like micro routing in these things. Like, it's the same thing for V6. Some people might think this is somewhat similar to V6, and that has a lot of like optimal corner cutting and going around platforms as optimally as you can. But that sounds perfect for me. Great Fozon, you'll love it. I'll show it off. I can't really show it off now, but I'll show it off another time.
Well, you said it lags it, but not enough.
Nah, it doesn't. You have to pause it, like, entirely. And it just pauses the timer and everything, anything timer-based, because you might notice this game's somewhat rhythm-based. It's not, like, integral for the gameplay, but a lot of the, like, enemies, the animations...
And the platform cycles,
yeah,
and, like...
certain platforms.
Are based on the beat of the music. Which is actually a really cool way to design a lot of the cycles in a game like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's to the point where I'm pretty sure Oryx, another runner, shouts to Oryx as well, would base things on at what point you are in the level, depending on the music.
Yeah.
If you would get a cycle or not. I just kind of got used to it, but... Gabiole? Maybe? I wouldn't know. I think I read it once, when I was going to make an entire wiki page for this game.
You were going to make a wiki page?
Hell yeah, I've made one for level 1. Just search like fandom.com/Octahedron, I'm pretty sure it exists. Don't link it in chat though.
I'm pretty sure it exists.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it exists, because I bloody made it.
I don't know it exists, but I'm 99% sure that I actually did it.
I don't know if it was a dream or not. Okay, this is a pretty cool strat if I do it. So there's 3 flowers there, but it's kind of slow to go all the way there. So, I didn't do it. Okay, I'm going to do it anyway. Nah, it doesn't even work. You try and get crushed. And then what happens is that checkpoint I just activated, so all of that was really slow. That like heart-looking or arrow-looking thing you can see, that's my checkpoint. And so what you do is you activate the checkpoint, and then I'm doing everything slightly wrong in this level. It's fine. You can like respawn back there. It's just a minor optimization. Frame off. So slingshots are cool. I call them slingshots anyway. Nah, it's not high enough. Okay. You'll see that later. You can fling yourself up really high and just do this in one go. If not, you can just do it in 2, so it's cool. And you can do it off screen as well, because those shots go seemingly forever. So the slingshot strats are pretty cool. If you jump as soon as you get hit by a slingshot, you pretty much add the momentum together and jump really, really high. Cool. My only note for this level is breathe.
Breathe.
Because literally there's so much that you can explain that this level is, other than like magnets, but no one knows how magnets work. You know, like...
What, the fact they attract things?
Yeah, how do they work?
Yeah.
Good joke.
What's a magnet, dude?
But otherwise, there's no specific like skip in this level, so...
So like what you're saying is just have functional human...
Yeah.
He functions while trying to speedrun.
Yeah, breathe. Yeah, you know, sometimes you get carried away with speed games. Stay hydrated as well. You can't stay hydrated in this. There's very little downtime in this game. Other than like one semi-cutscene near the end, that's about it.
That's fine, that's enough for like a whole bowl of beer.
Yeah, yeah. For sure, yeah. Yeah, these enemies I call slinkies. They're not actually called slinkies, but the dev sort of accepted it, that I could call them slinkies.
He's like, they're not called that. It's
he was
fine,
like, fine. Jesus.
Christ, man, just like, stop getting it wrong. Slinkies, no, stop.
Save Octagon? Sure, yeah, why not? I mean, the enemy in this game is an Octahedron, but, you know, I'll accept saving Octagons. They're pretty cool. And Octahedrons.
I mean, like, you might skip the first cutscene, but I do like how the first cutscene is just like our dude in like a little hut in the middle of the woods, and he's like, man, I need to go outside.
And then he just falls in a hole.
And then he falls in a hole and like gets pulled into like this.
I think it's based on, there's a specific Ultima game that you base the intro on, but it's so obscure that like, I don't think anyone's ever got the reference from what I've seen of reviews and stuff. But, you know, why not put like obscure references into your games? So this level would have a really cool, if that checkpoint didn't exist, it would have a really cool way to manipulate not landing or not landing on a surface that lets you respawn, and you could just go all the way back to the top. But that checkpoint is in such a position you can't skip the checkpoint. So it's kind of like a theoretical time save if there was some way to just ignore checkpoints, but I don't think that's really possible. But everything's possible.
But it's not possible, but don't worry, it's
But
possible.
don't worry, everything's possible if you put your mind to it. If you hack the game.
If you open cheat engine
Everything's
mid-run.
possible if you cheat. Okay, so here's the first cycle-based level. So if print screen did lag the game enough, I could potentially save like a second in here from what I theorized. But unfortunately it doesn't lag it enough, so I've just got to play it normally. God.
Oh, imagine like playing it normally.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say you get some pretty tight cycles and then I missed it. And they're not too hard, but I missed it.
So what you're saying is it's easy until you miss it.
Yeah, it's easy until it's hard. What the heck? So these, as you can see, these platforms cycle pretty quickly. So quickly I can't land on them. So it doesn't really lose that much time. It's like 2 seconds if you miss a cycle. Let me get that for safety one up. Nice like blind spots here as well. You can have enemies just land on you out of nowhere. It's not very nice. It does mean you can get a really good cycle here and sometimes miss it. Just because the slinkies are semi-random. You can see when they're about to come down, but they can come down anytime. So here's where routing starts to matter. Like, I've ignored a lot of bulbs just because I'm pretty sure I've routed this alright. Time to check my notes to make absolutely sure. I've got to do some quick maths. Let me see. 148. I think that's pretty good even before I look at my notes. That's 12 more than I normally collect, so we good. Apparently. But there's a lot of you can play through this level and ignore most, or you can collect a bunch and not waste that much time, thankfully. So the level before last is the one that if you need to catch up, you'll do it there, because a lot of the last levels have certain tricks that let you just skip everything. Like you'll see in the last level, there's some really cool manipulations of the slingshot thingy-majig. So I do want to make sure that I only need to collect like 8 or so. And we'll see if that's possible. Yeah, you didn't miss Metal Gear Solid. That's... I don't think... Was it right next? Because I thought there was a Mickey Mouse game that was at some point.
It's MGS after this, and then
Okay, cool.
and then it's the Mickey Mouse game, I'm pretty sure.
So you look at me plugging other games.
Yeah, don't watch my run. Watch.
Don't worry. Just like come back in like 45 minutes. You'll be good. Don't worry. 45 minutes is a lofty estimate, actually. My current record, just to point it out, is 101.59. So it's quite close to sub 1 hour. And to be fair, a lot of people are put off by the speedrun because it's over an hour. So I would love to find enough to be able to skip like everything. I don't really need to collect that, but I did. Why not? Because just it looks satisfying. An hour just sounds long. Everyone wants to sub it. There's an arbitrary category called All Levels New Game Plus that does sub it, but it's arbitrary. So speedrunning.
I was going to say.
So speedrunning.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Okay, so I only need to get 2 flowers here, so I can pretty much just treat this like I'm just doing an IL, because ILs you don't need to collect anything. So, and then there, I've collected enough. Technically, I didn't point this out the previous world. A slight optimization is to only collect exactly how much you need, which sounds a bit dumb, but if you go out of your way to collect stuff that you don't need, it still counts everything you collected in the last level. So if I collected 2 here, it would waste about, it would spend 10 frames counting. And if I collected 30, it could waste like a good 5 seconds. So it adds up. So here's the slingshot skips. Yeah, go over the laser. Sweet.
Nice.
It's easier than it looks. So, but
No, it's harder.
Oh, it's harder than it looks. I owe you one.
What?
I got to make this stuff look hard. Sorry.
You should have failed it 3 times. But sorry, guys, it actually is
I have
hard.
to fail tricks, man. There's going to be something. I'll have to just shoehorn a failure in. Just don't tell anyone.
Yeah, just don't tell anyone.
So now I have the beam. So beforehand, I could only shoot specifically. Now I can just shoot everything under me and charge like buckets. I don't think they're called buckets. They might be like batteries, but I know it's just a bucket. I'm not gonna comment on what I was just mentioning in chat. But do donate. Donating is cool. There is a, I know this is kind of the host's responsibility, but because it's my game, saving and killing the bees, there is a specific level where if you save the bees, they just amass like a ton of them, and it's actually a lot harder. So if you want things to be harder, save the bees. If you want things to be faster, then kill them. I mean, it's pretty simple. If you've got time, I wonder what's the current sitch with saving and killing bees?
Yeah, you're doing my job for me here.
Sorry.
I'm just going to go home. Well, yeah, we do have Save and Kill the Bees. Save the Bees, I believe, is currently winning with $94. And right behind, let me find it. Run away from me there. I believe it's at 84? 83 for Kill. So if we do some quick maths, I believe that's $11 difference. So it's not like you can still change it. We can save or kill the bees. Let's make it bigger than save to kill the animals. Like, bees are animals, right? That's how this works.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we can go for that. And of course, for Metal Gear coming up, we do have Save Meryl or Save Otacon. Like, which one are we going for? Like, those are... Right now, it's Otacon with 35, and it's Meryl with only $10 there. So people are liking Otacon more than Meryl, which is surprising. But yeah, no, keep those donations coming in. We do read them out here, and if you do $25 over the course of the next like 8 or so hours of the marathon, you are entered in to win a GT Omega Pro Racing chair that our runner and commentator are sitting on at the moment. That is a 25 minimum donation over the course of the marathon. So you can do 5, 5, 5, and 5, or just one big $25 donation.
I totally didn't just waste time showing off the chair. I thought I had a chance to just go like, look at the chair, and then I fell. So no one saw that, right? No, the first time was just me, and then the second time was the chair.
No, both of them with the chair.
Oh yeah, both of them with the chair. Goddamn chair. Please donate so you can take the chair away from me.
Chair NG. Like, it could have been sub-air if not for the chair.
Yeah. So another pixel jump coming up here. I bait it, I let it shoot, and then I jump there. You're not really meant to land there. In fact, if you land right into the enemy, it will just boop you off. But there's just enough of a window to just land right next to it.
Such a good way to phrase it. It'll just boop you off.
Yeah. I just use the dumbest terms, to be honest.
Have you played Hat in Time? We love you. Boop. Like, boop is great.
Boop.
Yeah. I'm all thinking like Overwatch, but Hat in Time's cool as well.
Wow.
So casual.
I'm trying to think who says boop in Overwatch now.
Sombra.
Boop. Oh, yeah.
There's a cycle skip in here that saves about 4 seconds, but you lose 4 flowers, and that's where the routing comes into play. I could try and save time, but I want to make sure I have enough, and the current policy is kind of like a flower a second is what you want to collect, so if you spend 4 seconds collecting 2 flowers, it's a waste of time. Also, I completely didn't point out that I've just skipped about half the level. Don't worry about it. There's a bucket earlier that I can't point out anymore because I skipped it. In the bottom right, you're meant to charge, and it creates a bunch of new platforms. You're meant to, like, the level design completely changes. You have to go all the way around. But, and it's even easier because he's moved some platforms unintentionally. You can just go over all of them so long as you don't get booped by the frogs. I'm just going to roll with the boops.
Booped.
Yeah, the frogs don't mean any harm, but they do try and boop you. But thankfully, you can just either kill them, sadly. I don't like killing froggies. Or you can just avoid them, which is what I try and do. So, interesting note about this level. I mean, it's a pretty simple one, but every level is like the same. Every section, the platform layout is identical. It's just the type of platform that's different. You might not even think about it until, well, the developer points it out to you, like he did to me. And then you're like, oh yeah. And this bit's kind of puzzly, but thankfully when you know the puzzle, you just do it really quick.
This bit's a bit puzzly, but thankfully when you know how to do it, you're all good.
Yeah. You can also do this skip. It only like loses about 2 bulbs. You can skip every room like that, but there are varying degrees of difficulty. So I don't go for some of them because they're combination difficulty, but mostly you skip too many bulbs. and routing is important. Anime was probs a mistake. Yep, I agree with that dude.
No, anime just was a mistake, dude. Was and always is a mistake.
Sorry, let me just reread that. Is this game that our grandparents played on 60s discos? There's so much to read into that sentence. I'm not sure how to comment. So
Oh, dude,
yes,
the 50 platforms. Let's go.
50. Yep. So most of the time I've had like 1, 2, 3, maybe 5. Now I have 50. So I'm just not even going to bother landing. There's no point. In fact, you can just fall with style. So good timing, man. Okay.
I don't think you can fall with style.
Damn. No. I have no grace. Okay, let me just try and fall. You know what? There's another level that I can try and redeem myself in where it's got the same kind of laser layout, but I probably won't. That one's way harder. So thankfully, yeah, totally. Because, you know, no, everyone likes cringe and like failing. But thankfully, I've messed something up. But yeah, you collect everything in here. There's like that secret down there.
I was gonna say, I literally always forget why you don't collect a lot of stuff in the levels before this, and then I see this level. Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
why.
like we just sort of like called it the flower bed, and there was a time where Oryx, one of the other like main runners of any percent, was like, "Nah, I just skip that." I'm like, dude, why? You just spend so much time everywhere else, and like just get the flower bed. It definitely saves time over trying to collect stuff elsewhere. So, the first what I would call hard trick is coming up. So I hopefully get it. There are these, you get lasers that you can't jump off, you would immediately die. Like you can see this laser right here, this red thing, you would immediately die. Then you've got these laser platforms, and they're mostly for enemies or flowers to land on, or jump, or like enemies to jump on. But you can in a like 2-frame window. And it is a 60 FPS game, so it is quite tough. Ah, okay. But I have 3 hearts, thankfully. Do I want to risk it? Nah, I'm going to do it later. There is another trick you can do that involves laser platforms. Sadly, I can do that. It's only like a 4-second time save, but it's just one of those, well, it's swag if you get it. If you don't, then it's a shame. And it just looks like I'm lying. But
Why are you always lying?
why are you always lying? That doesn't exist. That's a laser that would kill you. The dev still doesn't quite understand how it even works. He's like, it should kill you on the same frame that it checks if you should land on it or not. So it's obviously sub like frame perfect, not the 2 frames I said. And pixel perfect
So
as well.
what you're saying is it's frame perfect and pixel perfect.
Sub frame and
Perfect.
sub pixel perfect.
Yeah.
Easy, just repeat it 1,000 times. I would if I could afford the luxury to do so. And if it wasn't slow, and if I wouldn't die otherwise. I mean, dying is quite hard in this game. Game overing, and having to do a level again because you have 4 lives and 3 hearts, so you have 12 hits to take. You're likely in a speed run to die and like lose a life. That can happen, but there's so much. You can collect hearts if you need to. You can even intentionally, rather than waste time, die just after a checkpoint. It's only a 3-second time loss, so it's alright. Oh, I just forgot a trick. So let me just go back and do it. There we go. Okay, so the main thing in this level is what I call platform hoarding. So the gimmick is that you only have 1 platform, but that you destroy these enemies to get platforms back, or you go into collect an item. But there are so many different ways you can cheese it, like just then. I manipulated the camera by only landing a pixel like on the platform above, so the enemy was still loaded, and I could destroy an enemy I shouldn't be able to destroy. Like right now as well, I'm destroying 2 enemies with 1 platform, and so I've got a 6, I've got a 7 above my head, that's my platform count, I've got an 8, I've got a 9. You can just do it forever, and it's just such an easy way to cheese the level, and it saves time, obviously.
No, you're just doing it for swag.
Nah, just doing it for swag. I just wanted to show off the glitch. There is one level where it doesn't save time. Now, here is where I redeem myself. Come on.
Nope.
Nah,
Nope.
that was hard. Do I do it again? Yeah. No!
No.
That's such a time waste. Oh, I want to show it off. You know, marathons, you're never going to get a perfect run anyway, so why not show off the cool tricks? Okay, I'm doing it when I get back there, because I collected an extra heart intentionally so I could do it. So it's happening, guys. It is happening.
I'm not sure.
How dare you put doubt into my mind?
No? Okay.
It's patched. I can't believe he patched it out.
Oh, Marco, why?
I can't do it now.
No.
Oh man, that's like the only place you can do it. Press F in chat. Unless I like accidentally killed myself, but I didn't. Believe me though, it is possible. It's just damn hard. Oryx and Emoji, the 2 other runners of this game, just don't do it as far as I'm aware. So, thanks for the F. I knew you'd have my back. Just go watch the speedrun on YouTube instead.
Just go watch a better run.
Yeah. I totally didn't keep an eye on how many collectibles I need to get, so I'm just going to go over. Unless someone was keeping an eye out and knows how many collectibles I have right now, I'll
like,
just have to collect.
I don't remember.
No, but yeah, I don't expect anyone to keep an eye on that.
You had like
number.
151, I think.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I
mean, so long as I don't... If I have 160 in this level, that's fine. Going into the last level. Yeah, Super Lumi Live's a good run. Game Guy got into ESA.
161.
Cool. I'm fine then. I collected more than I needed to, but... I mean, those levels, you just go up really, really fast. And you can slow down a little bit to collect stuff if you need to. But you don't really need to. Okay, I'm gonna redeem myself here. I'm gonna get another hard trick. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay, one more try. Oh man, that's so hard. Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Thank God. I got a hard trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll explain why that's hard. So after the highest jump you can get, what we call like a peak jump, is after about 20 frames. You need to do that twice to get it. So it's somewhat like, as far as I'm aware, 2 frame perfect jumps in the sense that you need to make sure that they're timed out 20 frames each. And then you get this little like push upwards. Like this one is more lenient and I still fail it. But you just need to really know the timing for it to get it. And then you have to jump in a specific way to get above the platform as well. So it's obviously highly not intended, but you skip like relatively large sections of levels by doing so and not skip too many flowers. So it's totally worth it if you can get it, but it's really, really tight. Double frame perfect, yeah. Oh yeah, that was the Tony Hawk's right there, that graphical glitch. If you just hang, if you push that platform in such a way, you just kind of like, ah, damn it, I didn't get that. You can pretty much hold your like jump animation the whole time. I keep bonking my head. Oh, thank God. Hey, first try. Hey. Oh, the lasers. Okay, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Not like this.
Professional gamer. Thank you, Abney. Shouts to Yonoid too.
Shoutouts to Pizza Gamers.
Shouts to dabbing.
Shoutouts to dabbing. Shoutouts to Pizza Games, dude.
Okay, so that's world free. I collected enough stuff. I don't have to redo a level, because that's the worst thing if you don't collect enough. You have to redo a level entirely, which is slow. And now I have a massive drill. And you'd think at this point, like, okay, so you've got a beam constantly shooting below you, and you've got a drill, like, from your side. Surely, like, the game can't get that much harder, but it does. Can I get a hearty Noid for the people? Like, in a specific tone? Like, Noid. Okay, anyway, that's a completely different speed game. Stop sidetracking me. I'm going to play the serious one right now.
Dab.
So, right now I have a drill that can destroy everything from the side. So you get these enemies that are pretty much a tester. Like, you have to destroy these enemies from the side. I completely forgot. Is it save or kill the bees? Let me just wait. Guys, I completely forgot. Save, kill the bees? It's probably save.
Yes, it has saved.
Okay, cool. I won't kill any bees. Don't worry about it. So there, by bees. So there, those are all the bees we saved. Nice 4-1. Sorry about that. It was kind of a joke, but
Good meme, dude.
it's a pretty good meme. Bye, bees. Okay, audio's back. I know because you've just quoted me. Thank you. So yeah, that's Save the Bees incentive. I hope that your hard-earned money donated towards that was worth it.
Even though he himself didn't actually remember.
The thing is, if I thought that I might forget about the whole incentive, but if I remembered halfway through, I was willing to reset just so I could play the level again and not kill the bees.
Oh, I thought you meant reset the whole run.
Reset the whole run. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Oh yeah, and the whole gimmick that's here right now is there are these Venus flytrap things that like eat your platforms. So,
everyone absolutely hates them.
Oh, I mean, no wonder. This is a vertical platformer
Yeah.
with platforms that you make, but then he gave you an enemy that takes away the one thing that you have.
The one good thing. But there is one way you can take advantage of this. So thankfully, there's a property left over where even if that eats your platform, which won't physically appear at all, there's an animation, but it doesn't physically appear, you still get shifted up about 5 pixels, so I can do this. There we go. So you get shifted up 5 pixels 5 times, and you just skip the whole section to the left. Ah, and he was just like, I'm not taking that. I'm going to eat your platform anyway.
So yeah, you can still kind of boost jump.
Shout out to all my bees. Yeah. The sound would not have been given back if a bee had died. If a bee had died, I'd be kicked off the stage. Like, you've just broken the donation.
Yeah, he would have turned off the computer, dude.
Unplug your controller.
Get out of it, dude. Pun?
Refund the donation.
Refund the...
Yeah.
all of it.
I don't have $180, dude.
180? No, 1,400.
Oh, you mean the whole, yeah. That is a costly bee death. Oh man. Okay. So, I used to find this level really hard. It's like one of the few levels. Everything, movement-wise, is pretty linear, in the sense that all the enemies normally move left, right, up, down. Simple. But these that travel in arcs, I know it sounds dumb, but they're so different to everything else. I'd like never get used to their patterns. But you know the whole floor is now lava thing I was talking about before in World 2? Here it is again. So if I wait for this cycle and then do this, and now I don't land, I do this, activate this and then die, I've respawned right next to the gate. It's a quite minor time save, but it's significant enough. Do I try in this? Yeah. Okay, I'm trying it. So that whole peak jump thing I spoke about earlier. Oh, this one's dangerous though, because the enemies are ready to kill you. Oh, it was first try. Don't worry about it.
First try every time, bro.
I have 1 heart as well. I was like, should I try this another time and possibly die? You know what? Why not?
Yes.
I want to get a hard trick, and I got it. It's quite hard. Interesting note about that one. That was not possible until half a year ago, when this got like joined with parity with the Switch version that came out recently. And the Switch version had a new like tile set with a new version of Game Maker. A lot of that's irrelevant. What it essentially meant is that the platform was moved down a few pixels. It means it was just about possible to do that skip. So a skip got patched in like a year after the game came out, around about. So shout outs to Marco patching in skips, and then leaving it like, sure, why not? No one else is going to be stupid enough to do that.
Is that not the one they accidentally removed and then went, oh sorry bro, and then put it back in?
That was the bucket skip in 3-4. The thing I said that I skipped like half the level.
Yeah.
That one is the one where I think he moved the platform higher up, so you couldn't do it. And then we were like, oh man. And I'm pretty lenient. I'm like, you know what? We'll get used to it. We'll find some other skips. And he was like, oh no, I'll put it back. I'm like, you legends.
Total bro.
When's the fire alarm during this run? Is the run hot enough? It's not hot enough yet. Maybe if it's hot enough, the fire alarm will go off. UKSM, the first event I ran this at, the fire alarm went off and I just carried on playing because, you know.
Real gamer.
Who cares about safety when there's speedrunning involved? So this is the level with the most technical skips, I'd say. They come up in a little bit. It mostly involves these boxes and trying to fall under them before they crush you. it used to soft lock you. Like, you used to form into the box because Marco never expected you to. So that's the first little skip, but I find that quite easy. Here's a quite hard one, if I can get it. As you can tell, it is not worth it after the first try. Ah, I still didn't get it. Ah, that's unfortunate. Oh well. Oryx found that. He's found some really tight tricks that I wanted to get just to show off. Let me think.
That one you always die to.
Yeah, that's intentional, except it didn't respawn me where it's meant to. You know what? Because I want to get this other trick, this box skip coming up, that's an intentional reset so I can refill my hearts. So, this is this trick I spoke about at the start. If I get this, I'll donate 25, but if I fail it, I'll donate 50. So it's a win-win. I'm donating 25 anyway. Here it is. 50.
Aww.
That's $50 for Young Minds right there. I'll donate it right after the run. That's a habit of mine. It's a very costly habit of mine. I'm not going to submit this run too often. I'll have to donate $50 every time I fail that.
I was going to say, you'd be out of pocket real quick. Dude.
Yeah.
That's like one of the.
That's an oof right there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like one of the.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
That's like one of the big boy tricks in this game.
Yeah, it is. It is quite hard. Pretty much, I get it in practice, or when I don't care, I don't get it in marathons, and thus I donate money, which is fine. Donating money's cool. You actually save a lot of time by just ignoring fire alarms? Hell yeah. It's a speed trick. Cool. So, this is the longest level, and there's nothing particularly new. It's just quite novel, similar to level 2.5, where you go all the way to the bottom, and then the level layout changes once you activate a switch. So, if there's anything you guys need to read out or any comments, just feel free if you want it.
Sick.
Yeah, we will just plug the $25 donation for the chairs, guys. You can always pop in and try and get yourself a nice GT chair. Only $25. You can do that between how many donations you want. As long as you hit $25, you'll be entered into the chance. And if you did enter yesterday, you can enter again to get the second chair. So if you guys want to try that, then feel free. It all goes to Young Minds.
Yep, go ahead. They're cool chairs. That's a cool charity. I'm close to death here. You should not die here, which is famous last words. I've got a heart though, so that's cool. But yeah, the whole fire alarm thing. So yeah, I was pretty much trying my luck. I was thinking, like you mentioned, it was probably a test, and RNG was in my favor, and it was just a test. If RNG was not, then I would have burnt alive. But you know, you got to take those risks when you're speedrunning.
It's a definite worth it risk.
Yeah. It's like
Could be on that PV pace, dude.
it's such a good time save if you make sure.
It's such a good time save if you don't die.
Just don't die, forehead.
Yeah, forehead.
I'll mention one thing. I don't like commentating about stuff that I'm not doing in the run at the time, but since there's not too much to highlight, there is a ridiculous strat in here. There are certain medals in this game, so I'll talk a little bit about it, that you're meant to like put the least amount of platforms down. It becomes quite puzzling, and there is a ridiculous trick where you activate a switch without landing in this level at all, and then kill yourself so that you respawn back at the top. But it requires like not landing the whole time. It's really tight. It doesn't save time because of the checkpoint, because what you have to do is go all the way to the bottom of the level, back to the top to set your respawn point, and then go back and kill yourself. It doesn't make much sense, but go ahead and see if you can try and find the like level 4-6 platform part. It's on the speedrun page. Shouts to speedrun.com if it's live right now and functioning.
Shout outs to Pack.
It's getting better actually, so I've seen the meme less often in the past month. So I think it's loading better. So this level, the gimmick is that you're not meant to see the platforms if you're not putting a platform down, but you know, when you're going fast, you don't even notice because you're just putting platforms down all the time. So it's quite easy.
Pretty easy, dude.
Just beat the game in less time than you did before. You're right. Why didn't I think of that?
Easy, dude. Easy.
So this level's gone through one of the like biggest changes. It used to be similar to 3.7. You have one platform and you're meant to hoard them. but it turns out that you didn't actually save time. It just looked cool because the way to hoard them in this level was like, it's quite an intricate set of movements to do it. But then you waste so much time doing it, it's actually easier just to play the level normally. It's easier and a second faster, which is a shame because I'm one of those people where if I find a cool glitch or trick, even if I haven't timed it properly, if it feels faster and I think it's cool, I'll do it. And then someone timed it and like burst my bubble when you know that that's actually slow. Like, don't take that away from me. But it's fine. It makes the level like, it's one of the more relaxing levels now because you're just playing it normally. So there is that. I'll give it that at least.
God, imagine playing a level normally.
I know. It's so weird. I can't actually do that. Can't do that either. I didn't respawn. If you're under this, you can force it. This is where the cycles like mess me up sometimes. Seriously, okay. I'm just gonna give like this is the most time I've ever given this section. There we go. So that whole print screen glitch I spoke about earlier, I would have been able to choose that because it's a time block. So just to sort of like summarize it, you can pause the game holding print screen. This PC's too fast though, damn it. And these cycles will just go back a few frames, and then suddenly a platform that's physical isn't anymore, and you can cheese a lot of sections with that. Any level that has it. Just be efficient. I know, I'm trying, guys. Okay, so that's World 4 down. And so World 5, or like the segue into World 5, yeah, Abney, it does. You get the like sickest power up. No, you don't actually. You just get booped. You just get you baited. Marco loves going into people's streams that are playing this for the first time and being like, dude, you have to play this bit. You get a really cool power up. Just keep on playing. And then you don't. It just baits you with a cutscene. You don't get anything extra. And then you just laugh at them. It's such a cruel developer. Okay, so this is the only...
No chill.
Yeah, I know. This is the only serious time that I actually need. There's a really tight cycle. I'm going to try my hardest to get this. That sloppy movement costed it a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, all right so far. There we go. And there. Okay, thank God. So I got there like 2 seconds in time. So I didn't actually used to do that for ages. I saw it in an IL that Oryx did, and Xavier, someone who just does ILs, so no speedruns. And I was like, it just seems like quite tight. I don't know if I want that in a run, but I've managed to grind it out enough to get it, thankfully.
Is that just you implying that an IL isn't actually a speedrun?
ILs aren't real. They're not real speedruns. Nah, they are. I don't like the IL grind, so I've never really tried to get them in this game. But they're useful practice, just for like getting a strat down. Just play perfectly. Is this just? I can't believe my Twitch chat is just full of just foreheads. If you want to ask like genuine questions about the game, feel free. If you want to meme, like, feel free about doing that too. I'm cool with that.
Oh yeah, the bouncy blocks.
The bouncy boys.
The bouncy boys.
Yeah. So I need to collect. The thing is, okay, so the nice thing about that previous level's route saves about 16 seconds because those cycles are so slow. Downside, you collect way less. So this level's now a lot, it's not a lot slower, but you have to be a lot more methodical in what you collect. Oh, that was a funny bounce. So, and to be honest, my muscle memory goes to trying to skip a lot of things, but I do actually need to collect way more than I normally do here. So these keys that have featured a few times before, feature here again. I need to collect all 5 of them. Here they're having some fun, and I just like kill them because I need them to unlock a door. I know it seems pretty harsh, but like speedrunning, yo.
They're just trying to be friends.
Yeah. Not even trying to kill me. They totally can kill me though. And then that's the last one, and then we've unlocked the door. So
Wow, you could go off at the left as well,
yeah, I know, right?
just to make sure.
Is there 4-man VR co-op crossplay party mode in this? No, 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 and no.
Yes.
Yes. Okie dokie. This level has fairly important cycles. They're less like platform cycles and more just enemies. Like, you can't go through these things. They will just instantly warp you. They're treated like lasers. So you want to make sure to not get hit by a wall of them. So hopefully I won't. Question mark? But it thankfully doesn't waste too much time because they're quite fast. So if you lose a cycle like this one, which I might do because I might play it safely. Yeah, I'm just going this way. You can just wait about 2-3 seconds, so it's not too bad, thankfully. And also, sometimes you can miss a cycle, but as long as you hit a checkpoint and just kill yourself, you will respawn at that checkpoint. So there's a nice little manipulation of how the checkpoints work there. I'm going to do a mini floor is lava thing. I'm landing here. I'm not landing anywhere that's physical. Activated the switch. None of these would respawn me. Now I hit myself there, and I'm right back next to the gate. It's a nice little time save. I could call them death warps, but they're not quite death warps, so I tend to call them like laser warps instead. I see the Metal Gear Solid lurkers in chat. Okay, now this level is probably the one that's cheesed the most. So you're meant to go all the way to the right. You see all these sections to the right? I'm never going to do any of them because these bouncy boys have the property where you can just collect the platforms above them. You can see those little like squares in them. They're indicating that I can get 2 extra platforms out of them. And you don't just get them from the top. You can get them from the bottom. And so you jump all the way up to them, collect their platforms, and then just jump above them. And these entire sections, I think it's pretty clear how much you skip in this level. It speaks for itself. And so, like, there are actual speedrun medals in here that we had a hand in making, but we didn't include skips like that. So, over the speedrun medal, you pretty much half the time, as far as I'm aware. Also, I lied slightly. You have to do this section. The bouncy boy isn't there. So sad.
No, not like this.
Not like this.
Nude like this.
And this section is fairly normal, but this part of the level is like functionally different anyway. You skip like 4 entire sections of the level, and then damn, I got a really bad cycle there, annoyingly. This is a way better cycle. Yeah, Sword Man, I'm pretty sure you could warp to Skyrim if you tried hard enough.
Yes, we can walk to a completely different game.
Yeah. So sadly, I have to get 26,000 here. I'm going to show off a really cool strat, and it will slow things down. But I really want to get it. I'm so determined to get it, I'm resetting. Damn.
Whoa.
Feels bad.
Whoa.
That should not shoot you if you're fast enough.
Wow.
No crash memes. I'll take everything but that.
This guy don't want crash memes.
Hey, okay. So I fell really fast through there. You can just... It's quite hard. You fall pretty fast in this level. Slow strat for speedrun. So I'll explain. That would not be slow if things had routed alright, and I only needed to collect like 10, 15 maybe, but I need to collect 26. So what is now going to happen is that I'm going to have to go out of my way to like destroy bulbs and then go all the way back down where they appear. Because what happens with these bulbs is... Oh wow, okay. I'll take that. That's 3 flowers. Because they spawn downwards. You break bulbs and they can appear either above or below you. And so it can throw you off that you break some bulbs and have to slow down or like go backwards. So normally you wouldn't do that. But so for example here, I break these bulbs and they appear below you, and so I have to go all the way back down. That is obviously slow, but I just wanted to make sure, because I failed 3-5 and got hit by the lasers, I wanted to get that strat, and so I did. So I got the fast IL strat, and now I have to play a little slowly to get enough. Because there's no way I'm replaying a level. I need to get 26. Same for that. I need to get those as well, so... But it's cool, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I got that cycle. Same for these. Annoyingly, I have to collect most of these. There, I got 27 actually, so I'm good. There we go. Okay, so the nice thing about this... Oh, hey, Restful. Thanks for the let's go.
I was hoping just gonna stop at 104, and you'd be like, no.
Not like this, yeah. It would be like, it'd be good. I'd enjoy, you know, getting on that compilation, that kind of compilation, but nah. Okay, cool. So this is the only cutscene, practically, because there's nothing else you can do here. The fastest strat here, you can go towards the infinity or the goal, and the fastest thing is actually to just hit the Octahedron or the Octahedron in the arse, because you don't go out of your way, and he will just get really mad and like explode. Sweet, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Like it's my channel. Thanks for the Twitch Prime, Miska. Goes to a good cause.
Yeah, the bait.
So yeah, at this point onwards, no more collectibles. I don't have to worry about routing whatsoever. Yes, I did say that. I'm banned now. But what you do have is infinity platforms. So, or an infinite amount. So you can do whatever you want. But the levels get a bit crazy, as you can see. It's a little bit shaky. There are more lasers.
Yeah, these are basically all remixed versions of previous stages, and by remixed, I don't mean remixed. I mean what the hell happened here kind of mix.
Like,
whose man's is this kind of remix?
yeah.
The X
world.
stages. The X world, is that what you call it? X.
Pretty much,
X
yeah.
world.
So you get like this acid, and the bulbs, all these bulbs you've been breaking, they're out to kill you now, which is fair enough, because like, you know, we murdered all of them and their family, so they turn into bats, the worst video game enemy ever. But thankfully, you know, we're fast, so we just go past the bats. I say that. I knew it. I knew it. I'm so good at cursing myself. We're so fast. Don't worry about the bats. Oh, that bat. That bat heard me. It will probably happen again, I'm sure.
Yeah, so as you can see, when you have infinite platforms, boost jumping is...
It's OP.
I didn't even see what happened there. I literally took my eyes off the screen for a second, and you fudged it.
You were fudged up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, Iridescence. I brought it onto myself. But yeah, you should be able to get through these levels so fast that there's only 1 or 2 bats that appear in such a way that you can't just go past them. But on occasion you get wrecked by them. And it's so annoying. But yeah, thankfully there's no routing to worry about here. In fact, most of it is just boost jumping. So I find these levels in a weird way relaxing. Or in a weird way like I don't really need to practice them that much. But there are certain cycles you can reach. You'll see them, there's 2 that I'll explain coming up. But otherwise it's just, I hope you're good at boost jumping.
I hope you're good at video games.
I hope you're good. Oh, I didn't even thread the needle there. I normally do. Thankfully it doesn't matter because we have 3 hearts. That bat can appear really high up and still boop you. Yeah. It's really annoying.
How many of these X stages are there? Like 5 or 6, aren't there?
8.
8.
So there's two remixed levels per world, ignoring world 5. So it's 2 in world 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they just pick the ones that work the best. That he decides to remix, pretty much. Yeah, I haven't really shouted him out enough, actually, I'll just say. Marco, the Solar Dev of this, or Monomirror, or Demimonde Games, the 3 names. Yeah, I know him, Marco, I know him on a first name basis, you know, we're all cool and stuff. He did, like, the majority of this game, like, if you had to assign a number, like 90% or so. Some music was done by Chipsel. You may have heard of Chipsel from Super Hexagon, and Crypto the Necrodancer, like, there was a remix album, I'm pretty sure. But otherwise, other than music and sound effects and stuff, he did like everything. It is kind of crazy. It took like 4 years to develop, but it came out really well. I love this game so much. Invested about like 500 hours into it. It's insane. Highly recommend picking it up. It was in a Humble Bundle for like £1. So if you bought that, you should play it.
Right now.
And then speedrun it. Yeah, right now. Just ignore this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Doxing the dev. Yeah.
Dude, imagine
the first
doxing
name.
the dev.
Yeah. Jeez. Just trying to sell copies.
I'm just trying to help, bro. He's like, stop it.
So this is one of the important cycles. Right now, if I get through here now and hopefully go fast enough. There we go. And your platform just about saves you from not getting crushed.
Yeah.
And then this cycle is not as tight, but you can get hit by that bat. And the thing that's dangerous about these levels, and you saw it in 1-1 or X11 that I was failing quite a bit, the reason it was really costly is because you don't land. Like, there's no reason to land. Landing is slow. But at the same time, if you don't land, you have no checkpoint other than the initial place you started or the one checkpoint you do activate. So you can lose like 20, 30 seconds. So there's one level, I'm pretty sure it's actually this one. Yeah, nearly got me. Where I will land just for the sake of safety. Because if you die here, you'll just go back to the start level. It's here. It's so easy to get hit by a laser or this acid, and then you can get like combo, like a true combo, laser into, or like acid into laser.
Dude, combos, let's go.
What a combo. This is FGC now. And it's just really, really costly because you go back to the start. Though thankfully that did not happen. The next level though is it's the last, what I'd consider hard. It used to be the one that cost me runs. I always used to spaghetti it, so get ready to choke. I'm just not going to say anything just to add to the tension.
That's what I was going to say. Too many lasers. Dude.
Yeah, if you're a cycle off, you will get lasered because they're at such funny angles that unless you remember where they all are, well, I do at this point, but initially you'll just get lasered out of nowhere because you're like, oh yeah, that's at an angle now. You can even get it at the very end of the level, and so I take the end really, really safely to make sure that I don't just die.
Nice. Dude, all the acid as well.
Yeah, the acid like can really easily hit you. So I'm gonna wait here. And then if you go too fast here, like too fast, right, you will get hit by that laser. The platform will unload and the laser will hit you. So I don't take that too dangerously.
I love that.
Yeah, right at the end. It's like it's the perfect place to get bodied. It's totally intentional. It's like such a troll move. But yeah, from this point onwards, like if I do that level alright in a PB pace run, I'm pretty content. There's no major time losses from this point. Like in a general sense, there aren't many major time losses. The worst thing would be not routing the game, not routing the collectibles properly. Not routing the game, like not having a route.
Yeah, just not having a route, just going in.
Yeah, just doing whatever you want. That would be pretty slow.
Yo,
but if you
did you just hit the bees?
look, right, it's just 4-1. It's like Super Metroid. There's only one specific save the bees section. All right,
Wow.
I'll save these bees. They're not. Look, they're cursed. They're spitting acid.
So?
Like, they're hornets, right?
So?
So?
I don't care.
Get off the stage. But thankfully, there aren't major time losses in this game. It's a pretty consistent. Consistency is key. There aren't any really
Pretty
hard.
consistent, right?
Yeah. And as you can see, the consistency in this speedrun was just amazing.
Oh, on point. Nice.
Nice.
Oh god, those lasers, dude.
Yeah, I know. They're having a bit of a moment. Wait, what? Oh, thank God. I got saved by an enemy. I was about to get hit by a laser, and the enemy was like, "Oh, watch out, Mr. President!"
Dived in the way.
Yeah.
Mr. President, get down!
But yeah, these lasers are quite fast. Let me do this, and then if I go fast enough, there we go.
Nice level.
It's the last level. It's just the final boss after this point. The final boss being around 4 minutes, so thankfully this we underestimate. Not the best run I've ever had by any means, but it should end in like 4 minutes time. I'll let you know. Or I'll hit the button. You know, actually no, I don't want this. No, actually, that saves a second. Don't worry about it. If you reset it, then the boss will just be like, "Oh, yeah, I'll come out like immediately. Don't worry. I won't waste your time." There we go. Otherwise, otherwise it waits like 5 seconds for the sake of tension.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, this boss has like, I think it takes 360 hits or so, and it takes a hit every 20 frames. Data. The data that I've painstakingly researched. Now the dev just told me. And so there's no reason to spam in this. I used to, but the beam pretty much will hit it every frame if it can. But it's just that it's got a cooldown period of like 20, 21 frames. So you just hold this. The only other strategies are stuff like this, where if you land in such a way, you'll get shielded. So ideally, you don't want to die.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It doesn't waste tons of time, and you have 4 lives, but the fastest strat is not dying. Shocker.
Dude, the frame data.
The frame data, I know. Yeah.
Are you plus on hit? Yeah, he is plus on hit, dude. Don't worry about it. He's definitely plus on hit. That's like why the laser keeps on going. Trust. We're all good.
Yeah, some people are a little averse to this. They're like, I wasn't expecting a final boss in this, and like it's completely different to everything else. I quite like it as a change of pace, and I mean right now I find it quite easy, so it's cool. There's a little bit of randomness in terms of what it does. That only really matters at the end. If it goes into quite a slow phase, just as you get it to the health where it gets into its final phase, it can waste a little bit of time. Or if it does a certain move that you can't hit it in, because I'm constantly mashing because I want a like nice platform to hide under. But if that doesn't happen, then I waste time. So
Imagine wasting time.
like if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be able to shield it. Yeah, I'm tanking more hits than I normally do, but you have so many.
It's fine.
it's
You're
alright.
plus on hit.
Yeah, it's fine. So once that health gets down a little bit more, it will suddenly shield itself for a good while to indicate that it's getting into its final phase.
I like
which
it
is
spawns you on the
probably
same
bad.
platform as an enemy and goes, "Don't worry, bro. It's fine. You got iframes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
There.
fine. You're plus. It's fine. You're plus on hit."
So here's the final phase. So time's coming up. I'll hopefully be able to hit the button as I'm doing it.
I'll reach across and like get in your way.
Mr. President, no! The button!
Try to get down and grab your face and throw it.
Okay, so there's going to be some mashing involved in just a moment.
Even though you just said you don't need to mash.
Yeah, you don't need to mash in this game except right now, because your beam doesn't constantly shoot. Will I sub 108? I think I can, which used to be a really good time.
Sure, you're fine.
Yeah.
I always forget where this bit ends. It just ends at some point.
There we go.
There we go.
Ends there. Hey,
Right there.
sub 108. Muda, 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 muda. Yeah, exactly.
Just EX platform on it, dude.
Yeah.
Spend the meter, dude. Why are you saving it, man?
God. Oh man, yeah.
Spend the butter, dude.
Cool. Well, it was a pretty solid run. I got to show off most of the good tricks. The only thing I failed was that like frame perfect. I'll say it's frame perfect. Laser platform jump. But
The
otherwise,
frame perfect.
frame,
The frame
perfect.
perfect.
But otherwise, it was pretty good. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just quick shout outs to Emoji, Oryx, and Xavier, the main like runners or our runners of this game, and the speedrun Discord that we have. If you like the look of it, then I totally recommend playing it just casually. But if you like the look of the speedrun, even though it's a bit long, then go for it. Or if you like ILs, they're pretty good. There's speedrun like the timer and the medals and such. Shoutouts as well to Monomira or Marco. Like he supported the speedrun a lot. He even did commentary during my ESA run, which was really, really fun. And otherwise, yeah, that's it. There's no point like playing the credits out. It's got my name in it. I'd love to show off my name. Like, look, there I am. It's me. But no, it's cool. we've got speedruns to do. So next is Metal Gear Solid by Apache Smash, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right. So take it away.
And welcome back, guys, from that ad break. We are watching UKSG now. So, we're raising money to support Young Minds, the charity leading the fight for a future where all young minds are supported and empowered, whatever the challenge is. All your lovely donations will help them make sure young people get the best mental health support to overcome life's difficulties. Thank you all for your donations, and I'm pretty sure we've just actually got a donation there. Yes, we did, so give me a second. We will get that. I need to send it. There we go. So, from our last previous runner who just ran, Christerious 86, here's $50 for missing box skipping my run to a worthy cause. Good luck on the run, Apache. Hope you smash it. Putting it towards saving Miro, because anime isn't real. So there you go. So that is pretty much. So yeah. So basically, leading on to that, we have now she is in the lead by 25. So yeah, if you want. What's that? We also got a $15 donation from Reb. Did you know that Apache is not only an accomplished speedrunner, but also professional melee player, defeating Duckslayer 2-1? Is that Gromo 2018? There we go. So thank you for your donation, guys. All that goes towards Young Minds and helping out the charity and supporting their fight. So whenever we're ready, we'll. Right, so we are now ready for the run. We'll give it over to the runner and he'll introduce himself and the game.